thoughts? I mean, you're down by 14. Your defense is not playing well. You know, and yet every offense and defense made plays.
I'm very, very proud of this team. We were down by 14 twice. We were down 14-0, and we were down 24-10 on the road. First game of the year, freshman quarterback, young guys on defense. You know, we had 20 freshmen on this trip. We had 13 redshirt freshmen, 8 on defense that all played today, 5 on offense. And we had 7 true freshmen. And you saw Tim Ward was out there as a true freshman making the play of the game. Miles Fox, defensive tackle, played really well today. So there's 2 true freshmen in the defensive line. And I talked to you about this before, Harry. I felt like it would take us about the first month of the season to develop who we are, to get our identity, because we're just so young. And if we can do it winning football games, that's going to be a really good thing for this program.
You talked, I guess, a week or so ago about being punched in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I think you got punched in the mouth a little bit.
We did. I learned a lot about the resiliency of our kids and the attitude of our coaching staff of, you have to stay focused and play the next play, even when you fall down by 14 points. And we did that. We answered. Every time we got down by 2 touchdowns, we answered. We didn't take the lead in this game. Our first lead in the game didn't happen until under 2 minutes to go in the game. And that shows a lot of resiliency. We're on a 4-game winning streak now, Harry, and all 4 of those games are 4 points or less. They're all happening on seemingly the last play of the game. This is the first time we've been in the victory formation at the end of one of those wins, and really proud of our kids. I could not be happier, Harry, with the way Schuler Bentley played today. That's his first college football game. Most important thing he and I talked about was don't turn the ball over, which he didn't do. He protected the football. Find a way to move the chains, however you got to do it. Harry, he was incredibly sharp today on checking protections, checking us out of run plays to a pass play or pass to a run. 2 of Ray Lowry's touchdowns were checks. He checked us out of a pass play into a run play because he saw the look up front, and that's a veteran quarterback doing that. There's senior quarterbacks out there in the country that can't make that check, that don't have the wherewithal to do it. So that was probably the most encouraging thing for me coming out of this game, is the poise that he played with. Now, that's not saying he's not going to have his rough moments. He will, but he showed the poise that we need to be able to trust him. And we didn't ask Taylor to do these things when he was a freshman. Obviously, Taylor was a true freshman. They got thrown into it. We're asking a lot more of Schuler, and he's handling it right now. So I'm very proud of his performance. That was a big-time win for a freshman quarterback to win it in a 2-minute drive at the end of the game.
Do you remember which 2 touchdowns he checked out of?
He checked early in the game. I think it was 3rd and 9 down on the goal line that he put us in. He could have thrown the ball, and he handed it off. And he could have thrown the ball here, this last one, this 3rd and 9. Yeah, he could have pulled it in. You probably noticed a couple times he pulled it, threw it to Isaiah Harper. He hit the wideouts probably 4 or 5 times in the game. He could have pulled it on that, and he did. He stuck with Ray on the play. He read it. He saw what the perimeter defense looked like, that they were wider, and that created a lane for Ray. So just seeing him show that type of poise and letting the offense run and making good decisions, couldn't be happier with him.
Ray Lowry.
Yeah. Pretty amazing performance. I talked to Ray before the game and just reminded him that we're going to have a lot of new guys out there, and things could be a bit of a struggle early. And I said, Ray, but this is you. You're 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7. I said, that's how you play. Those are your numbers, and that's what happened today. He'd hit one for 5, 6, for 7, and then he'd pop one for 20, or I think the last one was 45 yards. That's his game, and as long as he stays patient, Harry, and he keeps it between the tackles on his runs. A lot of times you'll see freshmen go in and they want to bounce it outside or cut it all the way back outside. Ray stays patient with the read on it, and then the O-line trusts him, so they stay on the angle of their block. And that was a sensational performance, the way he played, and most of it was in the second half. We had 22 carries for 70 yards at halftime. We were not being efficient. Now we got hurt by a snap that went 20 yards over our head. That's a minus 20-yard run, and I think we had another one for minus 7 that killed 2 of our drives. And I should mention too Nick Clark, because Tyler Compton struggled with some snaps. Nick Clark played the majority of this game at center as a redshirt freshman and played his tail off. He was impressive. He handled the ball in the snaps. He was in those pressure situations. It seemed like the entire third and fourth quarter we had to score. That was Nick who was out there playing. He played well.
That's interesting. Your resiliency of this team, I mean, you wondered about that. This team looks resilient to you?
Yeah, they showed a lot of mental toughness, and you know, you're with us, Harry, at practice. You see how we practice. We play so much situational football. So the way this game ended, they're in it almost every practice. You know, I'll put them in those situations. I'll put them behind. I'll put them ahead. I'll make it challenging for them mentally, so they don't blink when they get in these spots. And then the veteran players have a lot of confidence of how we play in fourth quarters from last year. You know, those guys believe that we're going to win, and they trust us. They trust the coach's decision making, and that happened again today. And our defense stepped up at the end, you know, when they needed to. They did that last year against Louisiana Tech. They got a big stop on a drive at the end of the Florida Atlantic game. Got the turnover FIU. So this is 4 games in a row where we've been broken early, and then when it counted late in the game, the defense found a way to make the play to win it, and they did that today with a true freshman.
Yeah. You had 4 late hits today. Unusual for you. I mean, last year you were one of the top teams in the country when it comes to lack of penalties.
Yep.
Youthful exuberance, or
I'm not going to make excuses for the kids, Harry, but the first one on Vince Lowe, when the punt returner had the ball and he got pushed in the back. It was clear he got pushed in the back. Our guys upstairs, before I went to talk to the official, I said, guys, don't lie to me. And they said, Coach, you got pushed. And then we had the one on Malik Johnson. The quarterback threw the ball. Malik hit him, and the official said that he pushed him too hard after he hit him. The one on Rashard Coward, he said the tackle was too violent, you know, the way he tackled him. The way he finished the tackle, he tackled him. He said he wasn't late hitting him, but the way he violently slammed him to the ground. And I'm not gonna question that. That's the way Jerry Austin has said it's going to be called. Jerry Austin's the head of our Conference USA officials, so that he called it. You know, the official called it the way it's going to be called. So I've got to coach our kids up that on how they finish a tackle of a quarterback. And then we had one on Vince Lowe on the sideline. On a special team, I think it was a kickoff return or a punt return, where they went flying out of bounds. Vince said he tried to hold him up. My coaches said it looked like he tried to hold him up, but they called it. So what I'm saying on this area is those penalties, our kids are playing aggressive. I didn't think they were being malicious or dirty.
Right.
I'm still going to hold them accountable for it, but we have to play like that. We have to play aggressive. We're trying to become a better defense. We're trying to become a defense that tackles better. We're trying to be better in special teams, and that's where they happen. They happened in defense, 2 on defense and 2 on special teams. So it's a fine line of coaching the aggression out of them and then trying to get them to make the proper decision at the end. You know, last year we were a little more veteran. You know, that's why we were one of the least penalized teams in the league. This year we're really young, so if we can avoid the big ones, we'll be okay.
Who on defense? I know it's hard to tell from the sidelines. Who on defense, other than Tim Ward, really stood out in your mind?
But T.J. Ricks had 14 tackles. I can't remember the last time we have somebody had that many tackles. Aaron Young, 9 tackles from the corner and the interception. Aaron played really well. He almost had a second interception. I thought his improvement, Harry, from the end of last year when I wasn't sure if he was going to be a Division I college football player. What he's accomplished from the spring to the summer, because even in the spring he didn't look like that. He just really turned it this summer, and give a lot of credit to Sam Perryman. The relationship Aaron and Coach Perryman have is pretty special. And Aaron is gaining confidence right now, but he has to play like that. Brandon Addison, I thought, played solid. I mean, here's a walk-on redshirt freshman at the other corner. He cramped up a little at the end. He came out, but he basically played the whole game.
But he started, okay.
Yeah, he started and played the whole game.
And he's not on scholarship now, is
No, no. He's probably going to be pretty soon. He keeps playing like that. But I was proud of Brandon. I mean, this is, a lot of these kids here had never played before. This is their first time. And they didn't buckle under the pressure. They played in the fourth quarter, special teams, defense, and offense, the way we needed to. Satchel Zephyr had that huge punt that I think it was 61-yard punt that got us from backed up to pin them. Both punters were excellent today. Servi had a couple of that he pinned inside the 20, so his average wasn't as good. But Satchel was 51 yards on 3 rugby punts. So coverage was good. Kickoff coverage was good. Marquise Little almost took one of the house on punt return. Zach Pascal almost got a couple out on kickoff return.
Special teams were good.
Yeah, they were. The special teams I felt like were a big difference in field position today. We didn't kick off as well. Satchel didn't kick as well as their kicker did. Their kicker was exceptional. But our coverage was so much better. We haven't covered like that in a long time.
Taylor Heineke made the Vikings.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of him. Our team is so fired up. I don't know if they all know yet because we just found out before the game and I didn't make an announcement to the team, but the conversations I've had with Taylor, I got after him pretty good, Harry, after he went 0 for 4 3 games ago and really challenged him. I said, you need to show the Vikings and North Turner and Coach Zimmer who you are. Show them that guy that did what you did against New Hampshire. Brought us back from 4 touchdowns and set records. And I used some different words how I was talking to him, but I got after him pretty good. I challenged him pretty good, and I'm not saying I'm the reason he did it, but he thanked me after he went 11 for 11 against the Cowboys, and then does what he did the other night. That was exceptional. I mean, that performance with an offensive line that didn't protect him very well, and the head coach acknowledged that. I think Coach Zimmer is a guy who throws out compliments like manhole covers, and he was very complimentary of Taylor. And he forced their hand, Harry. He really did. He forced their hand. If they had cut him, he was going to get picked up. He wasn't going to clear waivers so they could put him on the practice squad. And probably the best news for him is now that 3-year, $1.3 million contract kicks in. He's not getting paid by the week anymore. He's getting paid a lot of money. I'm happy for him. I'm really proud of him.
Congratulations, Bobby.
You got it, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
All right, see you.
Okay.
I'm on cloud 9 right now. Not only to play finally football again, but to win my first game back. In high school, my last game I ever remember was a loss. So to get a finally taste out of a mouth. So to be playing again, man, this was an awesome experience, and I got the best teammates in the world.
Your defense, much maligned. They struggled the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. Talk about how they play.
On that scoreboard it says 34 and we got 38, so as long as they don't let the other team get as many points as us, it doesn't matter. There was times throughout the game where they had our back and we had theirs. We kept scoring, they kept scoring, then they stopped, we scored. I mean, we're a team. There's 70 guys in that locker room, and we need all 70 on each and every Saturday if we're going to be a good football team.
Team, you saw them last year. They won a lot of close games. What does it say about this team that you?
Well, now that I'm finally playing, I can't do that every week. If we can get a 10, 20-point win, I appreciate that. But no, I'm just happy to leave this place. First ever start, first win. It feels great to be back. And I was waiting to play again for a long, long time, like I said, and to be able to cherish it with the best teammates in college football is an unbelievable experience.
And now you've got one under your belt. You must feel better.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's so many plays to learn from. I felt like I missed some things. I felt like my decision making was good. Coach Wickham and Coach Scott do a great job of holding us accountable in practice. And I felt, decision making I felt was good. But I think I missed a couple of things, and we'll get back to work on Tuesday, and we'll get ready for a good Norfolk State team.